Hi, my name is Angus Ho with Daddy Dad, a part of the Ash Management Group. I want to show how you can budget as a full-time engineer, make real estate investments, and live an exceptional family life as a dad. So, come along with me in this journey of wealth. If you ever read the book The Millionaire Next Door, the book describes three kinds of savers: underaccumulators of wealth, or UAWs, average accumulators of wealth, or AWs, and prodigious accumulators of wealth, or PAWs. An AAW in this book is defined as having a net worth equal to one-tenth their age multiplied by their current annual income from all sources. Then a UAW would have half that amount and a PAW would have twice that amount. With that being said, I want to use myself as an example of at each decade where I need to be with my current lifestyle. When I was 20 years old, my employment income was roughly $10,000. With that being said, if I was a UAW, I should have had $10,000 saved up. If I was an AW, I should have had $20,000 saved up. And if I was a PAW, I should have had $40,000. It is pretty clear that I was a UAW at that time. I had no sense of investing. I was a student and literally spent every dime of my income on tuition and being a 20-year-old. At that time, I was trying to stay afloat. Now, I understand that this formula has been critiqued by many people, but I don't want to make any excuses for myself now, and I don't want to make any excuses for why I was a UAW in my 20s either. I didn't go all wrong because I was building my foundation of my investing journey. So, by 20 years old, I had a credit card. It's so important to have a credit card so that the credit score starts building. A credit score is so important if you want to be an investor and using others' people money to do it. I would get any beginner's credit card. Check out this, the ZervBank EDU credit card. It gives you 1% cash back on all purchases and Amazon Prime Student for free for 1 year. Or from Petal, you can get this card that offers 1% cash back on all purchases and up to 10% cash back on select merchants. The next thing I got in my 20s is a retirement savings account and a tax-free savings account. In the United States, the equivalent accounts are the 401k and the Roth IRA. You can visit this video where I compare the two, and for more details, I highly recommend that you check it out. These two accounts are so important to start building your wealth, as this is the safest way to get out of taxes. Once you get some money back from the taxes, what I would do with that amount is to use that money to have at least 3 months of savings or a $1,000 emergency fund. This is so important because a lot of times I don't account for the check engine light to come on. I don't account for flat tires to happen. And they now force people to replace all tires if the tread are worn down to a certain point. Other things I don't account for is the speeding tickets and my computer breaking down. The worst thing is losing your job because of the economy. If you have your emergency fund filled, then it's time to use that money to invest. In my 20s, I purchased mutual funds, and that time it was the safest option, especially as a student. Now I have some slight regrets in mutual funds because the return is just not what I wanted. If you're like me, ambitious, willing to learn, and able to get back on that horse, then just go for individual stocks. There are so many YouTubers out there giving so much stock picks that it's so easy to just pick something and start investing. Now that I'm 30 years old, working full-time as an engineer, the average annual salary of an engineer with 5 to 10 years of experience is in the high 10,000s. Using an average salary of $95,000, an AW should have saved $285,000, where a UAW would save around $142,000 and a PAW should have around $570,000. There are many ways to help boost your income, like using the ASH method to help you accumulate more wealth. If you want more information on ASH method, you could check out this video here. Just remember, anyone can do it, even make it as the UAW for starters. I'm just an everyday dad working hard as an engineer to stay out of debt. Then I used the ASH method and strategically invested it in the real estate and the stock market. Because of that, I can now run a side company that manages over $3 million in properties. Now I can travel the world with my wife and live in a 2,000 square feet house. Until finally, I'm now 95% plus of the way there to becoming a millionaire. Some of the achievements that a 30-year-old should have is a good credit score. To me, a good credit score is 620 and over. Now, of course, the most ideal credit score would be above 800, but even having a 620 and above is a good benchmark to have. I made many videos on how you can boost your credit score, and you can check out those videos here. If you started a credit card at 20 and did everything in the video I described, then a 620 credit score should be no problem in 10 years. The next achievement I would have completed by 30 is not to have any bad debt or any debt that isn't income generating. Some of the things I have paid off are my student loans. In my 20s, I only bought second-hand cars as well. I bought cars that were under $10,000. I didn't care for the color of the vehicle and the make. It just had to work, and it had to be cheap. That way, I never accumulated any debt. Even if you had to finance a car, anything under 10K should be super easy to pay back by 30. The next achievement I would get to by 30 is to save at least 20% of your income. There are many rules on the internet about how to spend your money, but the one that I always go by is the 50-30-20 rule. That is 50% of your income should go to your needs, 30% goes to your wants, and 20% of your income goes to your savings. It's so important to do this as it will set you up for the next decade. At 40 years old, for me, it's becoming a blur because I'm not there yet. However, my hope is that many of the rules that we have talked about will be achieved. My expectation by 40 is that I would be making around $150,000 from my engineering job. With that, if I was an AW, my savings would be $600,000. If I was a UAW, it would be $300,000. And if I was a PAW, I would need a savings of $1.2 million. Just saying that my FIRE number is still $2 million. So I'm really hoping that I will hit this number and go beyond. Some of the achievements I hope to achieve by 40 is to max out my contributions for the tax-free savings account and the RRSP. These are equivalent to the Roth IRA and the 401k in the United States. Right now, I haven't maxed out any of these accounts and is in constant fluctuation. The reason is that I constantly withdraw from these accounts to purchase more houses. So by the time I hit 40, I hope that these accounts will be maxed out. The next achievement I wish to hit by 40 is having 16 houses under my belt. This is the number of houses I need to reach my FIRE goal. So if you like this goal and if you want to help me out, please, if you can smash that like button. This will motivate me more to work harder to achieve. Not only will that happen, the YouTube algorithm will pick up this video to more viewers and it will help me accumulate more wealth for the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for all the help. Now, I would love to continue on to my 50s and 60s, but that will be super difficult for me to say where everyone should be. Of course, the formula will still apply, but it also depends if I become a CEO or if I'm just going to stay as an everyday dad as an engineer. I will most likely do an update of this video when I hit closer to my 40s. For now though, I hope you enjoyed me making this video on how much money you need to save by every age. Of course, please join me at the Daddy Debt Facebook group to continue the conversation over there. Find me on Instagram and Twitter and follow me there on any upcoming news about engineering, real estate investing, being a dad, and topics on personal finance. make sure you ask any questions you might have in these topics to the YouTube community by commenting below. If you would like to hear more budgeting, engineering, or real estate tips, please leave a comment down below on what you want to hear. Smash that like button, subscribe button, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I post new videos every week on Mondays and Thursdays. From the Ash Management Group, this is Daddy Dat saving you money.